West Virginia coach Neal Brown continues to kill it on the recruiting trail. And this past weekend, and that includes today, Monday, he has landed the trifecta. 3 more recruits, 3-star recruits that have committed to the Mountaineers. And I'm telling you, I think these guys have a legit chance to be special, especially one of them. And we're going to talk about them right after this word from our sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing and ready to put you in the car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com or come in today to the home of friends and family pricing, only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you.
What is up? Welcome in. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. Belly yourself up to the bar and let me pour you out this shot of top shelf college football content. On this episode of Couz's Corner, we are discussing 3 recruits that West Virginia and Coach Neal Brown have gotten verbal commitments from since Saturday. We're going to talk about all 3 of these players. I'm going to show you articles about each one, give their recruiting profile, and then I'll give you my personal takes after watching some of their highlights. The first one we're going to talk about is probably the one I'm the most excited about of the 3, and that is a young man by the name of, and I hope I get his name right, Montavin Quisenberry. He's a 5'9", 160-pound wide receiver from Boyle County High School in Danville, Kentucky, which just so happens to be Neal Brown's hometown. I'm going to share an article with you here that was written over on my site, Couz'sCorner.com, by Matt Thornsberry. WVU secures commitment from Quisenberry. In a significant move for the West Virginia Mountaineers, the football program has secured a commitment from wide receiver Montavin Quisenberry for the class of 2025. The talented athlete from Boyle County High School in Danville, Kentucky, has chosen to join the Mountaineers over offers from several top-tier programs, including Michigan, Mississippi, Kentucky, Louisville, and Virginia Tech. Standing at 5'9" and weighing 160 pounds, Quisenberry brings a dynamic skill set to the team. His versatility on the field is highlighted by his impressive stats: 43 catches for 864 yards and 12 touchdowns, along with 82 rushes for 800 yards and 18 touchdowns. Additionally, he contributed 5 special teams touchdowns in his previous season. The commitment of Quisenberry is a testament to the Mountaineers' ability to attract top talent and adds depth and versatility to their wide receiver core. With this addition, West Virginia continues to build a strong foundation for future success on the gridiron. Just to tell you how good this young man is, there are 2 quotes or 2 statements about this young man I'm going to read. One from his high school football coach. Now, I'm going to read this to you. This right here tells you just how good this young man is. This was posted by Keenan Cummings from Rivals, the WVSportsNow, which is the rival site that covers West Virginia. Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix has no hesitation in ranking Montavin Quisenberry among the best he's ever coached. And here's the quote from his coach. Quote, "He's the best skill player I've coached in my 16 or 17 years doing it," says Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix on Montavin Quisenberry. And then you've got this write-up from Chris Anderson, who runs the 24/7 site for West Virginia over at earsports.com. Here's what he had to say. Holy crap. Now, first off, let me back up a minute. This is what he posted this just a few days ago. He reposted something that he posted a year ago. He says, "This is what I wrote about Montavin Quisenberry the day I saw him at camp at WVU over a year ago. Holy crap. He ran well enough during his 40-yard dash, 4.5 on both. But his shuttle was what should have given away what was to come. I heard 4.3 on one, which was, I believe, the fastest time of the day, second fastest at worst. When he got to one-on-ones, it was a joke, like a literal joke. There was no one on the field that could slow him down or even come close to it. Every time he came up to run a route, it was less than a second before everyone watching was simply laughing at the defensive back, who was left flailing at air. You talk about kids in words like potential or consistent. But one word that the top-end programs want to see is elite. Can this player do something, anything that is elite? Quisenberry is elite at getting open, period. And in the highlights I watched, I agree with Chris. Now, the thing is about the highlights, he doesn't just play wide receiver in his highlights. He also plays quarterback some. He also plays some running back in his highlights. He's a very versatile player, can play pretty much any skill position. Remind you of anyone? Yes. Now, I'll never say he's as good as Tavon Austin, and I'll never compare him to Tavon Austin as far as his ability, because Tavon Austin is a once-in-a-lifetime talent, in my opinion. But he plays with the same type. He's the same type of player as Tavon Austin. He's quick twitch and he's fast. He can make people miss in a phone booth, just like Tavon did. Again, I'm not saying he's as good as Tavon, but he's that same type of player. And I do think he has the potential to play early at West Virginia if he's as good as I think he is just from watching his highlights. He is that good. Now, he's going to have to put on some weight, but he's only going into his senior year. He has a chance to do that. If he can put on some body weight, some muscle onto that 5'9" frame so that he can be more prepared to play at the Power 5 level, if he can gain 15 to 20 pounds of muscle, I think he can play right away, especially returning kicks and punts. Because, again, he scored 5 touchdowns on kick and or punt returns in his junior season of high school. Not to mention over 800 yards rushing, over 800 yards receiving, just an absolute dynamic, electric player. I'm really excited about Montavin Quisenberry. I think he has a chance to be absolutely special at West Virginia. I'm not sure why he's a 3-star recruit. I think he's a 4-star talent. I really do. Now, look, I'm not an expert. I'm just a dumb fan who loves to watch games and likes to cheer for my team and likes to look at these highlights of these players and give you my opinion on it. But of all the football I've watched and the highlights I've watched, I think he's a 4-star talent. Now, maybe some of you disagree with me, but I recommend after you're done here, go to his huddle highlights, which I will link to in my description box. Check them out for yourself and see if you think he's a 4-star talent or is 3-star about the right building for him. Now, the next player I want to talk about is another 3-star player, Chris Fileppo. He played safety at his high school in Pennsylvania, LaSalle College High School in Winmore, Pennsylvania. He stands 6'3", 210 pounds. He played the deep safety. However, at West Virginia, they're recruiting him to play the spear position, according to reports. And the article I'm going to share with you here comes from WVSportsNow's Ethan Bach. And here's what it says. 2025 3-star DB Chris Fileppo commits to West Virginia. On Sunday night, West Virginia football picked up its 18th commitment from the class of 2025. 3-star defensive back Chris Fileppo made it official, showing his intention to play for the Mountaineers. Fileppo is a rising senior at LaSalle College High School in Pennsylvania. Committed, Fileppo wrote on social media, and there you see his graphic. Fileppo, who's 6'3", received offers from Connecticut, James Madison, Lafayette, Monmouth, New Hampshire, Purdue, South Florida, Villanova, and others. Fileppo was offered by West Virginia on May 21st as co-defensive coordinator and defensive backs coach Shadon Brown was the primary recruiter. Fileppo was offered by WVU while already committed to James Madison. Now, it's my understanding, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but it's my understanding that James Madison, when he committed to James Madison, he had no Power 5 offers. But since he made that commitment, he's had some Power 5 schools join the fray for his recruitment, including West Virginia. But let's go on with the article about Ethan. It says West Virginia's 2025 class currently ranks number 23 in the country. And by the way, it's since moved up to 18th. The 2025 ranks as the highest class for West Virginia during Neal Brown's tenure. WVU's class ranks 4th in the new Big 12, trailing behind just TCU, Arizona State, and Oklahoma State. Most recently, the Mountaineers picked up a commitment from Montavin Quisenberry, a 3-star athlete from Kentucky. Considered a 3-star prospect by multiple national recruiting outlets, Quisenberry plays both wide receiver and defensive back at Boyle County. He also stars as a point guard on his high school basketball team and is considered one of the top overall athletes in Kentucky. So he also gives a brief synopsis of Quisenberry. But Fileppo, he's long, he's fast, just like West Virginia coaches want in their players. They're going out and getting these guys who are long arms, long legs, can make plays, are athletic. So if they do get, for example, if you're playing safety and you do get beat, you have the athleticism to make up ground. You can use those long arms to interrupt passing lanes, to disrupt receivers as they try to catch the football. Now, like I said, he played deep safety in high school. What I like about his game, he's good at tracking the QB's eyes when playing pass coverage, which enables him to run, go, and make a play on the football. And he has good instincts. He's good at coming up and stopping the run, quick to react because of his instincts. Looks like he has a very high football IQ. And what I like the most about his game, he will come up and lay a hit on you from that deep safety spot. When he sees it's a run, he's making a beeline right towards that running back, and he's laying the boom on him. I like it. He's very physical, very tough, very strong for his frame, and he plays with an edge. Like I said, he's physical, plays with an edge, can come up and make a stop, and he can shut off passing lanes. The West Virginia putting him at the spear position means he'll also probably be rushing the passer some. I think he has the athleticism to do that. He also excels at track in high school. Runs pretty good times on the track. So he's not a burner necessarily like a wide receiver or a corner, but for the position he's going to play, the spear position, he's very athletic, very fast, will be able to close in on the ball, whether it's stopping the run, rushing the passer, or playing the deep ball or the pass. Now, the last player we're going to talk about is another 3-star, and I know for you people that like star ratings, you're not going to be impressed. You're going to say, well, it's just a bunch of 3-star recruits. Stop focusing on that. Focus on the talent level of the young men, the positions they're filling. And so far, we've seen this staff be pretty good in the last couple seasons at recognizing talent and putting them in the right positions to succeed. Aubrey Burks, Trey Lathan, Ben Cutter, Rodney Gallagher, Traylon Ray, Hudson Clement, just to name a few. Jaheim White, C.J. Donaldson, look what they did with him. I'm just naming off a few. There are more. But look what they've been able to do with talent they've gotten, even the guys who were 3-stars. Sean Martin, for example. Edward Vestorinen. They've been able to go out and find these guys who may not be 4- and 5-star recruits, but are really, really talented, have the physical tools to play Power 5 football, and they go out and they find them. They develop them. They put them in positions of need. They coach them up, put them in the strength and conditioning program, put muscle on them, and they play, and they are good. Now, let's talk about Michael Hastie, a 6'3". That's right, 6'3", 230-pound linebacker. And I know what you're thinking. He's probably going to be a rush linebacker. That's not what they're saying. He's apparently going to play middle linebacker, either weak side linebacker or Mike linebacker. I'm not even sure if they're going to still call it the Mike and the Will if they go to this 3-4 defense, but nonetheless, they plan on putting him at linebacker. At least that's what they're saying over at 24/7. Now, before we move on to 24/7, I want to remind you that if you want to take advantage of the Holler, which is the behind-the-scenes content over at WV Sports Now, you saw the article I read a minute ago on Chris Fileppo was ad-free. If you want to get ad-free content and behind-the-scenes content at the Holler at WV Sports Now, at checkout, go to WV Sports Now's website, join the Holler, and at checkout, put in promo code Couz, C-O-U-Z, at checkout. You'll get a 40% discount on a 1-year membership. Instead of $34.99, you'll pay $20.99. Take advantage of that today while the opportunity still exists. Now, let's move on and talk about Michael Hastie. I'm not going to do a screen share, but I'll just give you a quick synopsis of what Chris Anderson has to say about Hastie. He apparently committed to the Mountaineers quietly over the weekend. Now, he was supposed to make visits to other schools, most notably Florida State, but he ended up not making those visits, committed to the staff, and then went public with his commitment today, which is Monday, June 24th. Now, he's listed as an edge rusher on the 24/7 Sports database, but West Virginia apparently is recruiting him to play, like I said, one of those middle linebacker spots, whether it be weak side, strong side, middle, whatever. If they stay, whether they say to a 4-2-5, go to a 3-4, whatever, I think they plan on putting him in the middle. At least that's what Chris Anderson is saying. And when he says when you watch his film, he's all over the place. He can rush the quarterback. He can move sideline to sideline. He can, cut off passing lanes, pick off passes. Obviously, he's long. 6'3" is very long for a middle linebacker. He's athletic, has some quickness. Now, Chris doesn't think he's 220 or 230, which is what he's being listed as, or what he lists himself as, but he does feel like he has the opportunity to put on some weight through Mike Joseph and that strength and conditioning program. So here's what here's the notes I jotted down about him. Again, he's out of Douglas County High School in Douglasville, Georgia. Again, this keeps coming up, long and fast, especially for that linebacker spot. He did play running back in high school, which shows you that he is a good athlete, has some athleticism. He's a good hitter, loves to hit. He's a very hard hitter, very physical. He's a good tackler. He can wrap up well, tackles well, has good form when tackling. Plays with a mean streak. I love his mean streak. You can tell he just loves to hit people, and that's what you want at that linebacker spot. Again, like Chris said, he can move sideline to sideline well. He can rush the passer, do all kinds of different things. And when covering the pass, that length will help, especially when you have these tall 6'6", 6'7" tight ends that teams are recruiting now. He can help with that. He can come up and cover some of these longer, taller tight ends. And then also if he's covering running backs, it'll help with that as well. Won't be as much of a mismatch when covering running backs out of the backfield. So I like this addition to the team. Again, is this a player that's going to come in and play right away? Probably not. But I do think he has the potential to develop well. And who knows, maybe he can see some early playing time at West Virginia. He and Fileppo both, with their size, if they feel out their body well and develop some muscle, put on for the positions they're going to be playing, well, and they probably need to put on a good, well, Hastie, for example, probably needs to put on at least 20 pounds, if I had to guess, maybe even 30. And Fileppo can probably stand to put on about 10 to 20 himself to play the spear position. If they can put on some weight, fill out their bodies, learn the system, who knows? Maybe they do see some playing time their freshman year. But at least you see what Coach Brown and staff are trying to do in building for the future. I like the talent they're bringing in. I like the athleticism, the length. They're trying to go long at every position now. You're not going to see a whole lot of guys, unless they're just elite athletes, which Montavin Quisenberry at wide receiver fits that mold. And you need a short, quick twitch receiver too. It doesn't hurt to have one of those guys. But I think from now on, at most positions, you're going to see West Virginia going out and getting guys who were 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" in some cases, and these guys that have long arms, because it is so critical now. If you want to compete with the big boys, especially if you want to get into the playoffs, win the Big 12, you need long and athletic guys. For far too many years, West Virginia has been trying to recruit guys that were not necessarily – they didn't necessarily fit the mold of what other teams did, and sometimes they got by with it, but sometimes they didn't. Now they're recruiting guys that fit that Power 4 mold, and I like it. Don't forget to go over to Couz'sCorner.com for more West Virginia sports coverage. I want to take an opportunity to give a shout-out to my VIP members of the day, Mountaineer Mama, Timbo, Dustin Saltz, and Chris D. Thank you all for your membership, for your paid membership, for helping me keep the lights on here at Couz's Corner. If you want to become a member, paid VIP member, don't forget to hit the join button below, or go to my channel homepage over on YouTube. Right beside my profile photo, you'll see a join button. Hit it. Pick which level you want to join. I have 2 of them right now. It shows you the perks that go with each one. I'm trying to do more members-only content. I give a lot of early access to some content for my channel members. You get merch discounts, all things like that with certain levels. Check it out today at my channel homepage or the join button below. For free, you can support me too. Several ways. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. I'm on my way to 10K. Help me get there by subscribing. Share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and make sure notifications are on your device. And leave a comment. I want to know your thoughts on these 3 recruits that West Virginia is bringing in. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think they're overhyped? Let me know. I'll leave highlights to their huddle highlight videos in the description box. If you want to see another video about West Virginia football recruiting, check the one out right here in the top corner of your screen. Have a top shelf day, and cue Country Roads.